Welcome to Hot Takes and Beer Breaks.
We were over intoxicated and underinformed.
We're just three dudes talking news and drinking booze.
I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Justin.
All right. You ready to talk about sexy Mario Lopez? Oh, wait. I said sexy Mario Lopez, not sexy Colonel Sanders.
Wow. You mean regular Mario Lopez?
Yeah, come on, John. Get with the program.
He's objectively sexy, I guess, right? Well, he's going to be playing a sexy Colonel Sanders in a Lifetime movie.
Really like to fry his chicken.
Ooh. All 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, yeah. I'd double down on that ass. He can fill up my bowl.
Oh, God. You got any more? Something with biscuits? Anything?
He makes me want to fill buckets.
I mean, that was gross. That was gross.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. Do you know the name of the movie?
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it does. It's called A Recipe for Seduction.
Oh,
ooh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very.
I didn't see that.
Very interesting.
I'm not sure
how you didn't see it, but
does he like go down on a lucky lady and then he comes up and he's like finger licking good?
I mean, that might be a different Colonel Sanders movie, but I don't think it's a Lifetime Colonel Sanders movie.
Bummer.
Okay. Would you see the movie?
Which one? My version? Yes.
All right.
By myself in my bedroom.
Nice.
I'm gonna. So did you see the code cracking team broke the cipher 340 as it's dubbed for the Zodiac Killer after 51 years?
Oh yeah.
Justin, do you want to say what it said?
Yeah, I got it right here. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine?
That can't be right.
No, that's just a festive holiday movie.
Got it. It's holiday time. You didn't enjoy that, Jason? That's your favorite movie of all time, right?
Yeah, Christmas Story. You love it, right?
Such a stupid fucking movie. I cannot stand it.
Okay.
It's so bad.
So the Zodiac Killer, his cipher was cracked. It reads as loud. I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. That wasn't me on the TV show. So speaking about back 50 years ago, there was a person claiming to be the Zodiac Killer calling in to a TV show every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And basically like taunting the police and everything. So wasn't him. Which brings up a point about me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise. Paradise is misspelled. I don't know if that's on purpose or not. But Zodiac Killer had often misspelled a lot of words in his ciphers, possibly to confuse a lot of people.
Or he was dumb.
That too. I mean, he killed a lot of people. So all the sooner because I have enough slaves to work for me. Like to explain that, the Zodiac Killer believed the more people he killed, the more slaves he would have in the afterlife. I don't feel comfortable saying that word. In the afterlife, which is a weird thing, I guess, to believe. So he believed the more people he killed, the more he would be rewarded in the afterlife. Where everyone else has nothing when they reach paradise, again, misspelled. So they are afraid of death. I am not afraid because I know that my new life will be an easy one in paradise, death. So yeah, that's what the cipher said. It's kind of terrifying.
You know what? Sounds about right.
So the Zodiac Killer was credited with killing 5 people officially, but he claimed to have killed up to 50 people, but he often lied and inflated numbers, but it is possible he killed more than 5. It's somewhere, some estimate around 12, 13, some estimate 30. So it's all up in the air, but yeah, 51 years later, we got a cipher.
So what's his sign?
He's such a Leo.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's more like a cancer on this society. Wait, speaking of serial killers.
Oh, I had one more story about the Zodiac Killer.
What?
Well, there's an interesting thing. So the third victim of the Zodiac Killer was killed in a taxi cab, right? So he got in the taxi cab and on his way, he shot him in the head. And a lot of people witnessed this event. Mm-hmm. And he was leaving the scene and the police officers got a call in basically saying like, hey, be on the lookout. But they believed they were looking for an African-American. So, racism kind of let Zodiac Killer get away because the police officers stopped and talked to him. And they said, did you see anything suspicious? He said, yeah, I saw a guy with a gun run that way. And they chased after him because they thought they were looking for an African-American, not a white male. And yeah,
well,
this close to catching him.
I'm not going to say I'm surprised, but it's fucked up.
Yeah. definitely. But we are drinking.
Speaking of serial killers, we are drinking Serial Killer from Tribus Brewing Company. And where is Tribus? Where is it located?
It's located in Milford, Connecticut.
Ooh,
yeah.
It's a small city with a big heart, huh?
It is.
Yeah. So John, this is an audio thingy. So
well,
can you describe what the visuals of this can?
Well, the visual is
describe your cans, John.
It's cereal, as in spelled in the breakfast.
Not the murderous Zodiac Killer.
No,
right?
not the modus. No, Serial Killer, and it has a breakfast bowl with a spoon and a fork. Wait, no, it's a spatula. Okay, it's a cool,
Who would eat cereal?
You really thought that was a fork?
I looked at it very quickly. Listen here, Mr. Dolphin is a whale.
There's nothing wrong with that. I was completely closer with that than you are with that object looking like a fork.
No, you are not.
It's like a giant wooden spoon.
What do you guys think of the beer, though? It's a stout. It's pretty delicious.
Well, where can you get it? Can you only get it at this brewery?
Yeah, you can only get it at Tribus.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only place you can get it.
Ah, bummer. But it's a stout. And why is it called Serial Killer?
It's made with actual cereal.
What do you mean?
Like instead of using like barley or wheat or like bread, how you make
bread.
beer,
Grains.
Thank you. They use cereal, so they use like Captain Crunch. Like what's the other? Do you know the other ones, Jason?
Lucky Charms.
I think
so.
I think they threw some Lucky Charms in there, some fruity Fruit Loops. I believe. I feel like they just go get giant bags of cereal and just throw it in there because fuck it, why not?
It's delicious though, don't you think?
I like it. I don't usually like stout. Well, the only stouts I usually like are coffee ones because I don't really like coffee that much and I don't like stouts, but they blend together. But this,
it's sweet. It's like
you could tell it was made with cereal. The amount of high fructose corn syrup.
It's very sweet. It's delicious to drink. I don't think it's very heavy. Like it's how like you get like stouts, it's very heavy on you,
and especially with it being 8%. Like it does not taste like 8%.
Nah,
it tastes like
very
tasty.
true. Very true.
What do you think, Jason?
I mean, I'm not a stout kind of guy, but this is one of the more favorable stouts that I will sip on if you must. Maybe not like a whole can, but maybe like split a can, just because I can't drink stouts.
All right. What would you rate it at a scale of 1?
This is 10. By far my favorite beer to get from Tribus. I love Tribus.
Like not including any other types, just straight up your favorite.
Just straight up this beer alone, Serial Killer. And they have another one that's called Serial Spiller, which is a variation of this one, but it's not a stout. It's just a regular ale. And that's also delicious. It's my favorite beer. It's really good. And I think it's their best beer they make.
So would that be a 10?
Yeah, I'll say 10. I'll say 11, 12.
I'd give it a... As far as beers in general, I would give it a 5.5
out of 10.
Out of 10,
really.
For stouts, if I was just categorizing stouts because I'm not a big stout fan, I'd give it like an 8.
See, I think we're all not big stout fans, so like, I mean, me probably more so than you guys, but I think that's probably the slight against it, right? Would be it's a stout. So
yeah, that's what's hurting me. But I mean,
but your favorite stout?
Probably not my favorite stout. Like I said, I like the coffee ones, but
up there.
I like the sweetness with it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's talk about something. We got the MCU, the Disney lineup, Star Wars, everything. Do you guys want to list off what we saw?
Disney announced to, I believe, their shareholders. So it was a special little event, which I didn't realize that it was for shareholders only, or else I would have watched it. So I had to get the recaps after the fact.
Oh God,
because I'm a shareholder,
of course.
Whole 3 shares.
Nice.
I'm basically Walt reincarnated. Yeah. So a lot of things it's basically because of the world we live in right now. It's a lot of stuff going to Disney Plus. So you're gonna get they're talking about all the Marvel stuff. So you got the new Loki, you got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye got a thingy. One that I'm excited about is the Marvel What Ifs.
Yeah.
It's an animated one that basically like, there's one that they do Peggy Carter instead of Captain America being around.
Rogers.
Yeah. Instead of Steve Rogers being around, she becomes Captain Britain.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They got a lot of really cool ones. Like there's a zombie one too. And I think there's one where Germany wins and they're all Nazis, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I could be completely off on that one, but I'm fairly certain that that's one of the what ifs.
That's a little wild.
Do we have other shows that are?
There's other ones like She-Hulk, which I'm very curious about because She-Hulk she's basically like the newer version of Professor Hulk, where she's always in her She-Hulk form, but remains her intelligence because she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what they're going to do because they are planning on just dumping money into these shows, but also it's really expensive to have a full CGI character at all times, like especially like a Hulk.
Yeah.
So I'm curious where they go with that. Then WandaVision. I really want to see that.
Coming out January, right?
Yes.
Do you want to double check that?
Yeah, well, I know that's the first one to come out. I think it is either January or February.
Spring 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. Miss Marvel. That one.
I'm actually interested in that.
Yeah. Did you play the video game?
I did.
Yes, because she's in it. She's like stretchy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's
Kamala
cool.
Khan.
Yeah. And then a bunch of other a lot of stuff that's already come out is officially coming. Then there's Star Wars. They probably announced another Mandalorian.
Well, they have a bunch of like side quests. So some of the other characters are going to be getting, like Ahsoka is getting a show.
Mm-hmm.
Does Chewbacca have a show?
No, I don't.
That's the only one.
You don't like Star Wars. So
no, that's the only one I know from.
I'm excited about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series because they'll be releasing that soon. Yeah.
Yeah. And Ewan is coming back for it.
And Hayden Christensen.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there going to be some?
He plays Anakin Skywalker / Darth
I know
Vader.
exactly.
Is there going to be sand?
It's coarse and he gets everywhere.
I don't like sand. Yeah. And I'm excited. They're doing a Rogue One prequel.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else that stands out to you? Or
nothing too big there. Pixar's doing a Pixar section of the Disney Empire Monopoly, dare I say? Okay. I ain't gonna complain. It's all I want is in one place. They're doing like a Monsters Inc. thingy show.
Cool.
I say thingy, but show. Yeah, and I think one more. Nope, that's it. That's all. That's all the big stuff that excites me. You could see we're going to post the link to the full article from Collider.
Yeah, that
actually talks about all of the things coming to Disney Plus.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Anything you got to say, Jason?
I know one of my favorite shows on Disney Plus, a little guilty pleasure, High School Musical, the musical series. That's coming back, I think, in February.
Oh, in sad news though, the Lizzie McGuire reboot is not coming back.
All right.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw her put something up, like Hillary Duff put something up and said something about it. I didn't take the time to actually read it, but I just saw at the very end said something about Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That makes sense then.
Oh, before we continue on, Chadwick Boseman's last performance is in one of the animated Marvel things.
Yeah, he plays Star-Lord.
Yeah,
it's one of the what ifs.
Yeah, it's if T'Challa was Star-Lord.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a cool.
I'm
excited
awesome
for that one.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that too.
That is another cool thing about the what ifs too, that they're all going to be voiced by their characters.
Yeah, because if they did this on if they just did this as a TV show on Disney Channel, it would be people pretending to be them. Like, I'm happy they're actually putting money and big names into animated stuff, because after like Spider-Verse, they need to know that you can make money and really have great content on animated stuff.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Well, so apparently Trump knows about aliens.
Huh?
Yes.
You mean the ones that rigged the election?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to get into that. That's a completely different story. But so apparently, based on Israeli Defense Military Space Director, his name is, oh wow, I just had it in front of me, Haim Ashed. I don't know if I said that correctly, but he basically said that Trump is in a pact, or the United States in general is in pact with aliens, and that they have a mutual agreement while the aliens look for the understanding of the universe, and that there's U.S. astronauts on a space base in Mars. So this article comes from NBC News. So we'll be linking that below. But what do you think?
Mars?
Yeah.
Why Mars?
Wait, was it? Yeah, it was Mars.
I feel like that's the go-to planet when people say there's aliens. Oh, it's always from Mars. Like, you never hear from like, yeah, these aliens from fucking Uranus. Like, nah, they're always from Mars.
They're
lazy.
Uranus.
Exactly.
Got him.
No, it is true. I know Mars is in the habitatal zone, whatever the zone is where you can live
For
on
habitation.
it. Yes.
Yeah. Like I think we can terraform Mars, right, to live on it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this sounds about right. Because I believe that Donald Trump can hold any secret ever.
Well, they said they're nervous because I guess Trump almost spilled the beans a couple of times. I guess he's been real nervous because, Trump, usually tight-lipped, but, real eager to, tweet this out, I guess. So I guess they're kind of nervous. But this guy has a 30-year career in Israel. I guess he was a professor as well. So if you were looking for somebody to kind of like give you the answer, like if you were to like trust anybody, I think this guy might be up there.
Nope, I don't trust him.
You don't trust? All right.
Nope.
It's all a hox.
It's all a hoax. They're
be
clearly on Uranus, like Jason said.
Exactly.
Or maybe in Uranus.
There's a probe joke there, isn't there?
It ain't no joke. Yeah. But no. Are there aliens? Probably.
I'm gonna take a beer break after that one because
there's most definitely aliens. Let's be real now.
But
that's pretty terrifying, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like if we're in a pact with aliens,
why is that terrifying?
Because Trump's in charge.
That's fucking
of it.
Cool.
Now we got Joe Biden. He's going to forget about something. He's going to talk about it. He was a lifeguard one time and like really emphasize it. And he's like, and then aliens. And then take a nap.
Maybe.
If the space aliens were like, hey, you have to rig this election so that way Joe Biden's in charge, do we just let it slide?
What do you mean? That's what happened.
I feel like I opened up a whole wormhole. I don't appreciate that.
The aliens can open up wormholes.
Yeah, they can.
Because you know what happens in the depths of space.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy out there.
All those galaxies and Milky Ways and Andromedas and stars and
Snickers.
shit. Snickers, yeah.
And
a couple Musketeers.
Ooh,
three of them to be precise.
Are you a left or a right Twix kind of gal?
I'm a right. I'm a right kind of guy.
Well,
it just doesn't. The caramel just doesn't, stroll the same way as the left.
Caramel or caramel?
It's caramel.
How's it spelled?
Caramel. On the right side, it's caramel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay. My leftist agenda thinks differently.
Well, then.
So Trump knows about aliens, but do you know one thing he doesn't know about? That he lost the election.
What?
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. Did he concede yet?
No.
I refuse to admit it.
I highly doubt it, at least.
So the Supreme Court blocked a request by the state of Texas, basically saying that they should discount ballots from Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, and Michigan. Basically, the states Biden won, the swing states. They're saying that they should go to Trump and that Trump should win. Supreme Court knocked that down. So another blow to Trump. And basically, they have not provided any evidence of voter fraud. That has not come out. Chris Murphy, a representative from Connecticut, he had a speech on the floor, and he basically said, like, we're letting, tyranny run.
So he was on the floor, so he's not a stand-up comedian?
I believe he was laying down.
He's just laying there taking a nap. But basically saying, like, we have to do better as a country. Like, we have to come together and,
just like Melania Trump said, be better.
Be better. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Anti-bullying.
Well, I mean, we have another number of things Trump had to deal with this week. One of those being Brandon Bernard, also from Texas. This one I kind of struggled reading because, reading up on the story, it's very sad. I know. I don't know if he's necessarily the best person. I don't want to give him like he's innocent, because as a kid he was part of a I guess a gang, they called it in the article from CNN, that said that he was part of a gang that killed 2 youth ministers, Stacy and Todd Bagley. The family was really relieved because he was killed in federal execution, so lethal injection. Kim Kardashian was one of the people calling Trump asking to commute the sentence.
How long was he in jail for before the actual execution?
So he was a teenager. Can you pull that up, Jason, if you don't mind?
So he was a teenager, tried as an adult, and he's
in his 40s now. He's one of the youngest. I think he might be the youngest person to be killed at a federal execution, and it's kind of sad because
about 21 years.
21 years.
Also, he was convicted in 99 and then put to death row.
Like, he was put in death row immediately?
Well, no. He said it was sent to death for the murders and remains on death row until his execution December of this year.
So he was on death row for 20 years?
No. I don't think that long. I don't know how long I don't know how long you're sitting on death row, but he's been in prison since 99.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how you guys feel about like executions like that. I know, like, for the family, they feel really relieved about this because they had someone they loved brutally murdered, and it's sad. But there's just something that doesn't sit right with me, like, from a point where, like, as a country, we're deciding to execute people. Like, I feel like they should be locked, life in prison. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't, I don't know how you guys feel, but I don't feel good about it.
There's a lot you could have said about a lot of different aspects of this issue. If somebody is a clear psychopath, like they murdered like a serial killer, like I don't think they should be, like, don't give them the luxury of life. But if somebody was rolling with a gang when they were younger,
like a kid. Yeah.
Like you said he was a teenager. So yeah, he made mistakes, but also they need to be rehabilitated. There's no sense in just locking people away forever if you're not going to rehabilitate them.
Well, the thing is, I believe it's more expensive to actually to kill somebody from lethal injection, like, because of the court process.
Yeah. And John, it's also more expensive to let homeless people be out on the streets instead of just giving them housing. But this is America. We don't do things the cheap way.
Way to make I don't know. I just don't feel very good about it. You know what I mean? Like, like, I know, like, you ask anyone, like, their emotional response, like, hey, what if somebody killed your kid? Like, wouldn't you want to see that person die? And it's like, of course, like, as an emotional response, but, like, we have to think logically and really think about these issues, like, take emotion out of it and do what's best as a country. And, like, the message we're sending, I think we're one of the only developed nations to still have capital punishment. So that's just, Any thoughts, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, I more or less agree with Justin. Like, the worst of the worst should not have the luxury of being in prison for life or multiple life sentences. But I mean, other than that, like, unless there's 110% evidence, like, they were just like, yeah, you know what? I murdered all 50 of these people. Like, that's me. And then, but like, if there's without a doubt, then, like, no, like, you shouldn't, we shouldn't do it.
It seems like we're too loose with it a little bit. Like, like,
and also, like, what lesson do they learn just getting killed? If you want to think kind of morbidly, it's like, if someone gets executed, they're gone. They're no longer serving a sentence. Yeah, they lost their life, but also they don't have to spend the rest of their life in prison. And
Brandon Bernard expressed remorse for his decisions. You know, he wanted to apologize to the family. He felt terrible. So it's tough because he's not the one who killed the family. I believe he was driving the getaway vehicle.
So I can't even talk right now. So what happened was, because I'm literally reading this article, and so the reason he was put to, or like was sentenced to death instead of life, was because they thought the two were killed, put in the trunk, and then the car was set on fire. They thought originally that the female, John, what was her name? Stacy, I got it right. Yes. Was murdered was killed by the fire. So that's why they kind of put it to him, because he put the car on fire. Oh, so then they later found out from an independent medical examiner that she was already dead from the gunshot wound that his accomplice had done. And he just basically got rid of the evidence. So that's why they wanted to, like, get rid of the death sentence and just keep him in prison for life.
Okay.
That's basically where all this jumps up to.
Did the accomplices get death sentences too?
Jason, can you look that up? But I believe, reading from the article, I had a real tough time reading this article. I got choked up a few times. Something about like death and like us being responsible for that as a country just doesn't sit right with me. So, like, I tried to read up, and, like, I'm not saying that Bernard is a perfect person, Bernard is his last name, is a good person, or that he deserves, like, to enter society again. Like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm sympathetic. I don't feel good as a country. Like, that's the step we're taking. You know, we're moving towards like it makes me feel queasy, I guess you can say. Like I just don't feel good about it.
But I'm just curious at the fact, like, did the other two involved also get the death penalty?
I believe so. If I read the article,
the one of them, I'm trying to find the third one's name, but the other one is sentenced, I think, either this week or I don't know when the article was dated, but it's the same month. It's in December. So it could have happened. Might be today, tomorrow. I'm not sure. I didn't see what the article date said.
Well, we also have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They were named Time Person of the Year. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, wasn't Hitler Times Person of the Year once?
Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini, Trump. Like,
technically, you were Times Person of the Year. You were Times Person of the Year. I was Times Person of the Year.
That's right.
I think it was 2009?
They did that one year, yeah.
But they made everyone Times Person of the Year.
So why can't they make medical professionals Time Person of the Year?
No, you don't understand. They beat the orange guy.
Yeah, so they're obviously more important.
They didn't do it.
No, they did.
No, I don't.
They're clearly more important.
It's the middle of the road.
Yeah. So Jason, you feel upset about this?
Yeah, because that's fucking stupid as shit. I mean, he hasn't. Yes, I'm going to put it in air quotes, won the election because...
No, he won. He officially won.
Allegedly, according to Trump, he hasn't conceived. So that's why we're going to throw it in air quotes.
Thank you.
But like, that's all he's done. Like, that's it. I mean...
He hasn't accomplished anything yet.
No. So that's fucking ridiculous.
I agree with a lot of sentiments of people on social media because this blew up on social media basically saying frontline workers, the medical professionals, they deserve Time Person of the Year because they've been working overtime. They've been, a lot of them have lost their lives.
Putting their lives literally on the line to help save other people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with everyone else. I think I don't think they deserve this.
But you don't understand, John. The orange man is out of office.
Not yet.
30 some odd days.
Listen, if I was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris and they said, hey, we want to give you Time Person of the Year, I'd be like, no. What? For what? What? Because we ran an election? Yeah. Like, what are you talking about here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think their rationale on this is flawed. I don't know. Something else that's flawed. Did you guys see? Do you know who Sarah Fuller is? We've talked about her before.
Yes.
Talked about her 2 weeks ago.
So she's the kicker for Vanderbilt. She went 2 for 2 in extra points last week, right? She's the first woman to score an extra point in the Power 5 conference. So, Jason, do you want to elaborate the Power 5 conference?
I'm glad you corrected you. I'm glad you said Power 5 because she's not the first woman to score.
No, in the Power 5.
Because there are 2 other females that scored in one in 2015 and one in 2003. But yeah, when they say Power 5, they mean
2003?
Yeah. The girl April Goss, Goss, kicked an extra point when she played for Kent State. Oh, that was 2015.
Oh.
And Katie Hindler had 2 extra points for the University of New Mexico in 2003.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But when they say Power 5, they refer to the 5 big conferences when it comes to football. So, the Southeast Conference, SEC, the Atlantic Coastal Conference, ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the Pac-12.
Yeah, and she's Vanderbilt's Pac-12, right?
No, SEC.
Sorry,
Vanderbilt's somewhere down south, Tennessee, maybe Kentucky, somewhere in that area.
That's a huge thing. Like, so Sarah Fuller was asked halfway through the year because Vanderbilt was ravaged with COVID and injuries and stuff. So they asked her to come in and kick for her halfway through
because the women's soccer program got shut down, right?
No, they won their.
Yeah, I think.
They won something.
They went undefeated.
Was she playing?
She was goalie.
Oh yeah, she's a starting goalie.
Oh wait, so she was dual sporting it?
It was after it
came down to. I think they ended like the week before, and then the football coach was like, "Hey, I need a kicker. Let me go get the senior goalkeeper that's got a fucking boot. You want to come play football for us?
Let me just get a title and then go play football." And badass.
And the thing with like kicking extra points or kicking field goals in general is it's not. We like to think of it as it's all on the kicker to make an extra point, but it's a team. It's from the snapper to the holder. Like the holder has to hold it right.
Wow, John, you're saying that she needs a man to do it for her?
I wasn't going that way, but all right.
Wow.
No, I'm saying like it's an incredible accomplishment all the way. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of moving pieces that go along with it, and it's very easy to miss that.
Well, I do have a stat here.
Okay.
She has scored more collegiate points than most people.
Yes, very true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good stat.
Yeah.
But I personally got annoyed with the story because I saw a lot of people on social media like, who cares? Like, this isn't a big deal. Like, it's easy to kick an extra point. I'm like, go kick an extra point. You go do it. It's not easy.
Well, all these people who are complaining online about it are probably like, I mean, obviously they can take their big old penises and smack the ball in from a distance. Obviously, because that's what they're doing with their lives. They're talking shit about just this woman kicking a ball.
A college athlete.
I guess, and
a championship winning college athlete just switching sports.
And I guess they're more upset because they're like, this isn't a big deal. Kickers who kick this. Why is she getting gold? Because she's the first one to do it in the Power 5 to your point, Jason, the Power 5 conference. That's a huge deal. That's a huge step forward for women, showing that they can be kickers. Like, if they train for it, if they set up, like, they're welcome in the sport as well. All her teammates were super excited for her. So you can tell that she's loved in the locker room. Like, it's disgusting that these men are getting on here and diminishing it and saying, shitting on her and basically saying like, she's not good for anything. Like they let up, like I saw one and they showed Tennessee's formation because they were playing Tennessee and they're like, see, their formation is set up so that way that she can get the kick really easy, let her to do it. But people who actually watch the sport and who are like congratulating Sarah are like, no, look at the formation this for other teams. Like, this is how they set up for the extra points.
He just didn't know what it looked like to play defense when people are kicking. Yeah. That's basically what it comes down to.
And I guarantee the same people who are talking shit about her, just like, oh, it's not that hard beforehand, were like, the woman couldn't do this.
Exactly. If she missed it, they would have killed her for it. They wouldn't have,
they would have made fun of her.
Like, imagine if like the person bobbled the snap and the timing got thrown off and it got blocked.
Laces out, Dan.
They would have blamed her.
Yes, exactly.
They
she
never
would shanked it hard right or hard left or whatever.
Because the kickoff she did 2 weeks ago, it only went 30 yards, but
that's what it was supposed to do. It was a squib kick.
Yeah. No, Pat McAfee explained it, and he's kicker in the NFL.
Punter.
He was punter, but
a punt is a kick.
Yeah.
Yes. True,
he was like, it wasn't set up properly. Like, she was not put in a good position to succeed there. Like, so like, I think it was leaning the wrong way.
Well, leftist liberal Pat McAfee is usually on that grind.
I wouldn't. All right.
Interesting.
I'm just saying.
And
hot take.
And you look at her and like Vanderbilt is getting killed this year. I think they're winless this year, right, Jason?
Oh yeah. They're like 0-8, 0-9.
It's because she has different parts and she's the reason that they're losing. Sure. And not because the rest of the team probably sucks. I don't watch.
And then do you know the player from Florida? So Florida had a player, Florida Gators. He threw a shoe from the opposing team, cost him 15 yards, and they lost the game because of it.
Who got a first down. Shoe? Honestly.
Yeah, I know. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen because I was watching it. And they should have gotten the ball back with like, I think there was like a minute and a half left in the game, tie game. Dude just made a tackle, like, good play. Yeah. And then guy's shoe came off and he said, fuck this shoe, and hucked it.
I'm going to surprise you guys.
And then you could see like everybody else on his team, like they just looked at him like, are you fucking kidding us? Like, what are you doing?
I'm going to surprise you too. I actually saw this clip.
Oh, you did?
Before we talked about it.
Wow.
Yeah. It was fucking dumb.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
That's like, just don't touch the shoe. Like, that's a blatant foul.
I mean, if you really just kick it. Like,
kicking's hard to do. I mean, it's easy to do depending on who's kicking it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Sarah seems like she's a good teammate. Her teammates seem to enjoy her accomplishments. Leave her the fuck alone. Like, you don't have to celebrate and be like, this is the greatest thing of all time, but just be like, hey, that's good on you. Like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, well, awesome.
Obviously in the situation, women don't have the emotional stability of men. So, like, how could she play football? Just like this guy who threw the shoe, like, obviously he's emotionally stable and was able to perfectly execute this.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So we got AOC. She was on Instagram Live. She talked about passing another COVID stimulus check, and Mitch McConnell wants something in return.
Did he want his neck flaps like jiggled?
So from what I saw, it's kind of going back and forth. But what Republicans want, Mitch McConnell, they want insurance shields for companies. So if you
I don't want anyone to get sued.
Basically, he wants to protect big businesses. AOC and the Democrats.
That's a nice Zoidberg impression.
AOC and the Democrats want money for regular citizens, so they're kind of bashing about that. Yeah.
Oh, what's next? Just start playing the Soviet anthem over here. Yeah, with Joseph Stalin Biden's coming in soon, and he's just going to give out money, and then there's just abortions everywhere. And this what else is next? What's next, John?
That's it.
Like, well, I see the hammer and sickle on your walls over here. Like, what else? What else are you trying to do?
Yeah.
You might as well change your last name to Marx.
Okay. I don't know. I guess, women can't get anything without giving something in return. Yes, right? Was that bad? That was a bad joke.
This is America.
All right.
Well, you understand, like, she has to give something in return.
Yeah.
Like, because like they can't kick balls. They're not level-minded or level-headed. They're too emotional. They don't throw shoes when they need to. They clearly aren't compassionate towards, like, because if you just start giving out money, people are going to be able to live.
Yeah.
And especially, like, who wants that? Like, who wants to take care of people? Like, grab your bootstraps and pull yourself up. Because obviously this AOC, or always on communism, is like, clearly, I don't know. It's so fucking dumb. Just give people money. Why do we pay? We pay so much in taxes. Why can't we just let people live so we can get this damn vaccine, which we're almost getting?
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. Yeah.
Yeah. I went on a roller coaster of emotions right there.
Well,
yeah, that was
because I'm a level-headed man.
I can see it.
What do you think?
I can kick balls and throw shoes.
Well, Sarah Fuller and AOC weren't the only women disrespected this week. We also have Anne Frank. Her memorial was defaced, and this is disgusting. This is really disgusting. So Anne Frank, obviously, you read the book Anne Frank's diary. She was a victim of the Holocaust. She has a memorial in Idaho, and it was defaced with a swastika and a picture that said, "We are everywhere." So that's kind of gross. Yeah. Justin, yeah.
I'm not going to joke about that.
Yeah, it's really gross. What's with shitting on women this week? I don't understand. Like Anne Frank, like
no. Look at the history of America and the world. They've kind of been shitting on women for a long time because, new discovery. Science just proved women are people too. I think we should spread this knowledge to the rest of the world.
True. Also, I mean, anti-Semitic. That's disgusting. Why are we still dealing with Nazis? I don't understand. They were the enemy of America. Like, why are you in America pretending to be Americans? You're not. Fuck you.
Because that's the best way to destroy is from within.
Oh, that got deep.
That was
fucking deep. I don't feel good about that.
I feel like that's a plot of a lot of movies. So
it was Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Exactly.
You know what? Fuck you, Nazis. We're everywhere. All right. We're watching Anne Frank. All right.
We're going to go with a hot take here that we are, in fact, anti-Nazi here.
Hottest take.
We can link that below.
You could have put it in the bio. We are not Nazis.
No, we are anti-Nazis. Saying I'm not a Nazi is something a Nazi would say.
That's fair.
I don't have any other topics today. Do you guys want to talk about anything else?
No.
Okay.
No, but I did thoroughly enjoy this beer.
Yeah. Beer from Serial Killer from Tribus.
Yeah.
Very
Fun
good.
stuff.
Would recommend. If you enjoy stouts, you'd probably really enjoy this.
Even if you don't enjoy stouts, you might enjoy it.
Yeah. What you could enjoy is the 8%.
That's my favorite part of beer.
Yum.
Thanks for drinking with us. Find us at Hot Takes and Beer Breaks on social media and wherever you get your podcasts. Cheers.
Adios.
Bye.